Cruise news time. There's some very positive signals coming out from the mayor of Miami-Dade County and the CDC. But have we heard it all before? Or is this different? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. And today, I got a banger. Today, I got a little ripper. Today, I got a story that is making me so excited that I can barely sleep. Last night, about 12:30, I put out a video chronicling the tweet from the mayor of Miami-Dade County, where she recaps a positive conversation with the CDC about the U.S. cruise restart. I guess that's the best place to start, but I'm going to tell you why this could be different than what we've heard before, and I'm going to challenge you a little bit. I dare you to stay till the end. If you're brand new here, if you love cruising, or if you like to hate on cruising, whatever you like to do, if there's some reason that you're here for cruising, this is the spot for you. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thanks in advance. Sorry for the frenetic excitement, but I really do think this is good news. All right, let's look a little bit at the tweet yesterday from Daniela Levine Cava, the mayor of Miami-Dade County. She tweeted this out last night. I was very encouraged by my call today with @CDC Gov. They even tagged her, she even tagged the CDC in the tweet. Are they besties? I don't know. And excited to learn that they will be issuing new guidelines for a safe restart to cruising. Miami-Dade is ready to partner with the CDC to make sure the cruise capital of the world can lead the way to rebuild this critical industry. That was the tweet, and the tweet was accompanied by a press release statement that was also posted on the miamidade.gov site. Let me read that to you. I'll put it up on the screen. We are very encouraged by our call today with CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky, Division Director Dr. Martin Sertron, and the CDC team to discuss the safe return of cruising in the U.S. I was impressed by the director's knowledge of the industry and her empathy to the economic hardship that the loss of this business has caused. We are excited that the CDC will shortly be issuing new guidelines for a restart to cruising, taking into consideration the advancements made possible by the vaccine. And we are eager to work with the CDC and cruise industry as a positive partner and a resource. Some may want to sue, but we want to sail, and we are ready to collaborate to make sure the cruise capital of the world can lead the way to rebuild this critical industry. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, but let's look at the most critical thing. Isn't this just more of what's been going on? More delay, more bait and switch, more we'll say something but do nothing. That's a fair criticism that a lot of people have talked about. Didn't they say earlier that any day now we would have the next set of technical documentation, and that has not come? So what is this new guidelines coming shortly? Is it much ado about nothing? Well, here's the timeline. Let's look at it. Let's look at it from a data perspective, as we like to do from time to time. On October the 28th, the CDC issued the conditional sail order. The conditional sail order replaced the no sail order in 2020, and it was a framework for how cruise lines could return to sailing. We found out over time that it was a 4-phase framework, and that if the cruise lines got through all 4 phases, they could start sailing with paying passengers again. We found out along the way that they're stuck in phase 1. Primarily focused on repatriation of crew, on how they're going to deal with crew members, and it came to a head in an earnings call on February the 22nd. Michael Bailey, the president of Royal Caribbean International, he said that he'd been in contact with the CDC to get the next level of technical information for the restart of cruising. We're assuming that moves them into phase 2, and he was waiting on the CDC for that information to come any day now. That was February the 22nd. And now fast forward into March, still no technical information coming. And we see these exchanges with the senator from Alaska and the head of the CDC, where it didn't seem like the CDC had much to say about the restart of cruising. And then let's jump to last week, where you got the governor governor of Florida saying this ain't right. We're going to get to the point of suing. That was mentioned in the statement there from the mayor of Miami-Dade. And so it begs the question, has anything changed that makes this statement yesterday from the CDC any more legitimate than anything that they've said along the way? Here's why I think it's different. Up to this point, when it comes to the cruise restart, it seems like the conversation's only happening between the cruise industry, cruise line officials, individual cruise leaders, and the CDC. That's what you see Michael Bailey say, I'm talking to somebody, I'm waiting for something to come along. And this is different. This is the first time that we see an elected official at a port city, granted the largest port city in the United States, saying that I was on the phone with the CDC and this is what they told me. That's significantly different to me. The fact that you've got communication between an economically impacted port city, the mayor there with the CDC, feels a lot different to me than the president of a foreign company that does business in the United States trying to make their case to the CDC. So this is different. The other thing that is significantly different is the acknowledgement in that conversation that the times they have changed. I've been beating this drum for a few weeks now. Where we're at in the cruise restart is different now here in April of 2021 than it was in October of 2020, and I'm not the only one to beat that drum. CEO Richard Fain for Royal Caribbean Group also out saying, look, the stuff that we thought was the thing in October of 2020 is no longer the thing. So does this conditional framework even matter anymore? He started saying that. Clea started saying that. I mean, think about that. On February the 22nd, when Michael Bailey said that they were waiting for more information from the CDC, he's still talking about the framework for conditional sailing. In his mind, on that earnings call in February, they're thinking that they're still playing the same game. And then just less than a month later, Royal Caribbean changes their tune and really starts to rally the troops around this idea that what was valid under the conditional framework is no longer valid, and that new guidance is needed. And in the statement put out by the mayor of Miami-Dade, there is an acknowledgement that in that conversation with the CDC, that there is a recognition that things are drastically different in April of 2021 than they were in October of 2020. And that leads to the natural question, what is so drastically different? Well, it's the vaccine. Look at the vaccine numbers back in February. Remember when the conditional framework for sailing was put in place in October of 2020, there were zero official vaccinations. They were in their testing and trial phase of the vaccine. And so there were no regular Joe, not in a trial US citizens with vaccines. So zero. So you have 0 people in October. If you fast forward to February the 22nd, when Michael Bailey says that they're waiting for guidance, you've got about 13% of the population that just has 1 dose, and fully vaccinated about 5% of the population. February the 22nd. Now just fast forward to April the 1st to yesterday, those numbers have doubled and almost tripled. You've got 30.33% of the population with at least 1 dose. That's a doubling. And then 17.9% fully vaccinated. We're close to 6%. So we're almost at triple the amount of fully vaccinated people that we were just back in February the 22nd. Hey Siri, how many days ago was February the 22nd?
It was 39 days ago.
That was only 39 days ago. So just in a month and a little over a week, the amount of people that have been fully vaccinated has tripled. And so imagine what that looks like in another month from now and a month after that. I'm gonna give you a little more data. Remember, it was mid-March, a full 3 months after people started getting vaccinated. It took till mid-March for the CDC to issue guidance for the general population saying that now that people are getting vaccinated, that vaccinated people can gather together on some level. And so it's not surprising that cruise guidance with a vaccine component is lagging behind that. By summer, everybody who wants a vaccine in the United States for COVID will be able to get one. And so we push back to the CDC and say, in a situation where most of the country is vaccinated, why can't we go cruising? Now, unfortunately, everything in this country has to be run through the political filter, and this statement from the mayor of Miami-Dade is not without its political shade, let's say that. let's say this, that the governor in Florida is of a different political party than the mayor of Miami-Dade. And so the language there that you talk about, we would rather not sue, that we would rather sail, I do think that that is a little shade casting at the governor. And it goes to prove my point from a few videos ago. Everybody wants to wear the restart in their cap of success. And so, look, if the mayor of Miami-Dade can say, you tried to bully and we tried to collaborate and we got it done, we're better than you. If you've been around long enough, you know I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that the way politics in the U.S. is now, that there's always this, we got enemies and we have to, one up our enemies. I hate that. And I think it sucks. And I would have loved to seen that statement not include some sort of political shade. But that is the world that we live in. So here's my challenge. Certainly, I am challenging you to be encouraged by this message coming out of the office of the mayor of Miami-Dade. It's interesting when you do this, as long as I have, I don't know many of you, but I know a lot of names. So as I read all of the comments, there's reoccurring names. There's names that are going to provide some, kind of conversation that doesn't insult people, that doesn't, draw that divisional line that a lot of comments do. And then there's comments where that no matter what happens in the world, that comment's going to be negative, that it's going to be a negative commenter. And so it's super interesting to me in a scenario like this where, you have a negative commenter and they say, look, the CDC, they're not saying nothing. They're holding back. They're stonewalling the cruise industry. We don't hear anything out of the CDC. It's all, it's all something. We don't hear anything. And then when the CDC actually says something, immediately their comments are, the CDC, it's a bait and switch. They're just lying. And so it just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's just the realization that for some people, everything has to be negative. And maybe I'm on the opposite end of it. Maybe I am always looking for the positive sign. And so I do believe that today's news is encouraging for the restart of cruising in the U.S. I would challenge you to press yourself, even though you might be fatigued with all the cancellations, all the false hope that's happened over the last year and a half, or the potential hope that's happened. Challenge yourself to find your hope again. And let me just ask this simple question to close out the show. Which is better? CDC saying something, government officials saying something, or silence? Because those are really our options. Let's have that conversation in the comments. Hey, look, if you got anything out of the show, please obliterate the like button with your little clicky finger or the mouse. And if you hated the show, hit the like button anyways, man. Today would be a nice day just to give me some love because I'm freaking excited. All right, Tony with Lido Loca. Make sure you check out this video. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.